It hasn't been too long since I last streamed, but it has been a while since I got a stream with fan factions. So as soon as this game loads, thanks to my lovely slow computer, we should be able to get it on. Um, so we have all the fan factions available, of course. I'm gonna ask that. Um, okay, so wow, this is what's going on here. Okay, well, this is a Stronghold Sanctuary event. It looks a little buggy on my computer, but that's that. Um, so big buildings early and late. So Zach, hello, welcome to the stream. I'm excited to be getting this one. Um, it looks pretty resource rich in terms of the past tiles. So it does look like scoring is going to be good here. So inherent scoring, both of the high coin pass tiles are in the game. I mean, this is, yes, super. You are seeing the commentary that Snake wants his game trash talked, indeed. Um, so I'm thinking that in round one, probably the big building, the priest, and the spade are the most likely ones to go first. And then after that, it's the one of the high coin tiles, which means that you always like. I mean, to be fair, like honestly, darklings are good in this setup, but can we actually just put darklings in? Would that make us awful boring people? Swarmlings are also probably pretty decent here with both of these pass tiles in, um, and kind of like an awkward track late. Um, but I think that for the interest of the stream, we're gonna put in like a fan faction, and I do think that the prospectors, aka the former gold diggers, are pretty interesting in that sense. I'm looking at the early fire cult event, and um, it should be noted that the goats, the Dinyan Gefer, always start with fire too. So that's one extra worker for them, and they desperately need workers. So that's like a interesting point to note. They also want a second temple early, so I wouldn't be shocked to see one of these players here toss in the goats. Um, it's architects, which, I mean, architects are such a strong. I've seen them do such crazy stuff, and yet I've never been the one to actually do it. Um, so we're gonna see what Matt the Lesser puts in here. Matt is probably, in my opinion, the strongest. Like as far as I know, he's the single strongest player of like fire and ice and or fan factions. Deep Finesse has also been very good with architects in the games that I've played with him. We've got Children of the Wyrm in the third seat. Children of the Wyrm are neither like they have probably like plus 5 to 10 points in terms of scoring because they don't need to worry so much about they don't need to worry about uh, paying for leech as much. So that might get them like 5 to 10 victory points throughout the game from cheaper leech. But other than that, they're not really a scoring faction. Their ability lies more in forming awkward towns, kind of like a black version of mermaids. What are the colorless factions? I would say don't worry about them. Like you see, yeah, geologists and changelings. These guys are more comparable to the fire and ice variable factions. If you never play the fire and ice expansion, then yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about that. Fatty's saying that both of the green fan factions seem good here. You know what also seems good here? Witches seems good here because witches can do this and then. Oh man, I'm really bad with conspirators. Also, red is terrible on this map. However, architects might actually be the single red faction with the best time here. Let's take a quick look at the past tiles. I think gray, traditionally speaking, engineers are good in this color matchup on this map because they can start f6, e7. They get great leech, and they're not very bothered by red. However, I think that chaos magicians and giants are very different from architects, who actually can respect the color wheel and place normally. So I'm a little hesitant to bid on the conspirators because of that. However, I really would like to play conspirators starting on the stronghold with the stronghold event. So I think I'm interested in at least trying this out. They're just in a good spot on the color wheel. You know, I think that this is a game where, like, I'm actually playing a game with conspirators with this same track at the beginning. Matt actually might have put them in that game as well. I think I overbid for them, but what I did there was I strongholded, used water 2 to bump onto the fire track, then swapped that into fire 1 for an extra worker. Though I didn't get this tile, which is pretty nice. I'm gonna put one more here. I suspect that Children of the Wyrm are the worst here. I just get the feeling that they are going to have the toughest time. Kind of like they don't have, like most black factions, like Alchemists and Darklings have easy digs, but Children of the Wyrm don't have easy digs, and I think that's going to make it tricky. They also don't want to open with their stronghold. I think conspirators are the only ones who actually want to open with their stronghold particularly. Architects, like they wind up using their stronghold to build bridges, to move their bridge, but you need priests to build bridges, so I don't think, like, that's not like amazing for architects or anything. Let's take a look at the starting spots. I think that it's highly likely that we see everyone up in here. And I think that it's likely that we see f6 and probably f5. But then it's a question of where do Children of the Wyrm place? I would suspect that Children of the Wyrm might avoid prospectors this game and place on e10 instead of on g5. Like, I think that Darklings often like to crowd cultists on g5 and like dig up through here. However, Children of the Wyrm don't have built-in spades, and conspirators might target this g6 hex if they want a town through here. So in the interest of not fighting so much, it is possible that Children of the Wyrm might start on e10, then they get a neighbor in Architects on d7, so they're friendly up here. They have like a 3 dig cheap-ish town here. And then here they do want to crowd prospectors here, I think. I think starting double east as Children of the Wyrm is nonsensical. You can't really start over here in the west because you don't have neighbors this game. You might be able to ship your way there, but yeah, I think Children of the Wyrm are likely the 40 faction here. I think that conspirators are probably 10 points better than Children of the Wyrm. You just try to town through here. You try to town through, like, maybe you get g6, maybe you don't. If you don't, then maybe you ship over here and get a town. Actually, conspirators have a tough time making a second town if they do lose g6, and architects are on d7, but I think that's okay. The track is just nice for them to start with, so I think I agree with Matt that architects are good, but I also like prospectors here. So I mean, I played a lot of prospectors, so I think that it's probably the right move for me to put 5 points on architects this game, just for the sake of science. So, Major Tom, you think that this is the best map for architects? I've seen Matt and Deep Finesse do pretty amazing stuff on Fjords. Oh, okay. Matt wants us to play fast. Okay. I'm streaming, but I can play fast. All right, I said I was willing to pay more points for the architects, so I'm bidding them down to 5. After this, I think it's prospectors. Prospectors are going to have the best leech in round 1. They're starting on e6. They're going to have everyone upgrading around them. f5, gray is in the game. They are excellent here, and I am very, very willing to play prospectors. Mormon Voodoo, you're down to watch my quick playing brain. Thank you. I also noticed that you are a recent subscriber, so I appreciate you your presence here. Yeah, first step to playing quick is a quick auction. Totally agreed. Snake does go into prospectors. I think that's a good call. I think I'm probably willing to bid. Honestly, I just don't want to play Children of the Worm here. I've never played them, but I also just don't think that they're that good. I'm willing to bid any of these I think Conspirators 25, Architects 30, Prospectors 30, Children of the Worm 40 is probably where I'm going to estimate things. So I'm just going to keep bidding until those thresholds are hit, and then I'll consider bidding Children of the Worm. And maybe I can do some like shipping strats like late with them. I think there's a chance I can get some value by bidding on Prospectors if Snake is on Prospectors, because he put in Children of the Worm, so he might be more interested in playing this faction. However, he did do that before this color wheel was chosen. You are trying to get good at TM and trying to learn from osmosis. Well, I can't say that I'm like the best TM player, but I do think that learning from watching streams is definitely how I improved in part. I will say that this game is probably not a great example of learning by osmosis from me. I have not been playing well lately, and I have literally never played the Architects in a game where Elo is on the line. So you got that to look forward to as well. So Architects actually, so I forgot about this, but yes, thank you, Matt. Thank you for starting E10. I forgot about this, but Architects actually have a very neat feature, which is that they alone among these fan factions here start with 3 power or 9 power in Bowl 2. So if I take this, I secure myself to double dig. However, looks like by taking the priest, I also get the double dig. This priest is just going to go to the fire track, which is pretty sick. And then I think that I can probably just take Earth 1 here, as long as I call out my mistakes retroactively. Well, yeah, this is going to be exciting. This is going to be pretty exciting, I think. We're going to be playing fast. We're going to be upgrading here. Does anyone else have a priest or anything? Can anyone take the double dig? I'm not too concerned about losing double dig if I do this. Okay. So my choices here are essentially going to be, Matt upgrades here. He is trying to entice conspirators to upgrade here. Don't do it, Fatty. Upgrade here. Upgrade E7. Oh, man. I didn't see that one coming. Also, I just saw that Snake placed F7, so Snake is going to dig G6. This is pretty interesting, and I do like this, because Prospectors are so well equipped to dig, unlike Children of the Worm. But if Snake's, yeah, okay, so I actually don't get double dig then. Conspirators are going to get double dig. They're going to claim F4, E9. Am I okay with this? Do I need to take a spade here? I just realized that this priest also functions as a bridge, but I think that the priest of fire has got to be better. Do I just want Earth 1? I should think about if I want Earth 1. I think there's enough scoring here, but there's not a lot of scoring here, so I'm going to try just taking Earth 1. Seems real lame. Do I just want to secure a single spade? I think a single spade onto C5 is very good because it gets me really good expansion with bridges. I don't know if Matt would be taking single spade, but let's just do this. So yeah, calling out my bad moves in retrospect, I will definitely try to do that. What, Children of the Worm? Oh man, yeah, children. Very easy to miss fact. Children of the Worm burn power faster than others as well. I totally missed that, and this is really interesting. Like, this game turned into a clusterfuck real fast. This is fascinating. All right, conspirators took a priest, so my priest is going to go to the fire track. So, because conspirators took the priest, I am going to send mine to fire. I think I just want to win this cult. Don't worry too much about the rest of the do I have any weird income stuff going on here? No, I have standard income. I have standard costs on my buildings. Ooh, the stronghold actually provides 4 income. I should have probably taken note of that earlier. So Children of the Worm also have a regular spade, so they're also gonna be able to dig E11 here. It's pretty nice for them. My priest goes to fire. I don't want to lose that 3 spot. This still leaves me open to taking either Earth 1 or... Oh, I just realized prospectors aren't going to make a... Wow, okay, so this is actually pretty awkward for me, because prospectors are not going to make a temple here, because they're prospectors. I get 3 hexes for 1 bridge. Yeah, so if I had the power to do that, then I probably would. But I think that I definitely want a temple. I want to get my priest production going because my ability says that I can place a priest using a bridge. Or I can place a bridge using a priest, my bad. So that has me leaning toward temple for fire 1. Temple for fire 1 gets me to step 5. It gets me enough stuff that I can burn down to place a bridge on B6, and then I can just build B6. I could also... Actually, this hex is relatively safe. Prospectors aren't up here yet. Wow, there's a huge mess going on down here. So I think that this is going to be fire 1. So I could bridge here, but that burns me down from never using the double spade. Can I live with never using the double spade? I actually think the answer is yes. So architects get so many spades. I don't have particularly good power income. There's not a lot of power in the tiles. There's no power reward here until late. I think it might be worth trying a weird game where I just bridge twice early on. I think I might bridge C2, D3, E5. This is so fun by prospectors. Like I would bridge to B5 if I had another dwelling, but I don't. So let's do this. Should have taken my favorite Fire 3 for the power to bridge. I only take Fire 3 in round 1 as cultists, but that is a good call. I could have done that. By the way, this is probably just the influence of you being in this chat, or maybe conspirators being in the game, but I actually briefly considered taking Water 2 instead of Fire 1. But I think that the extra 1 power is actually what got me onto this line, which might not be great rationale, but it is what happened, so I should be honest. Prospectors are going to pass on to the 5 coins. It's nice. Looks like Children of the Worm are ready to pass as well. They've used their spade. I do think I kind of have to do this. But if Children of the Worm pass, then I get their spade, which is sweet. Otherwise, I get the priest. Actually, hilariously awkwardly, I don't actually want this. I actually don't want this spade, do I? This game is weird. This game's so weird. Because what am I actually spading? This is one of like the crappy things about red in this game. Like, what does this spade actually get me? I suppose I can turn C3 to gray or something. I can turn B2 to yellow. But like, I was thinking I would just bridge through D3 and build E3 here. Should I temple for Earth 1? I did say that the scoring was tight here. Maybe I can turn D8 to yellow, actually. Actually, the move is probably turn this guy to yellow. Three of us have fire 1. That's a little surprising. I don't think that Children of the Wyrm, especially, I don't think needed fire 1. So how does this work again? Okay. So whenever you can sacrifice 1 power token to move 2 power tokens. That's pretty neat. Okay, so Matt is going for fire 1. It does look like for earth 1. Yeah, it does look like I'm going to be losing earth 1 here. So let's see. What if I bridge here and then try to bridge here? No. You know what? It's probably too fancy. Okay. Let's just build 3 dwellings this round. It's good for our economy. We'll use the priest to build here as well, and then that'll be this round. This uses up an extra worker, but I think I actually have decent workers right now, so I'm not like too bummed about that. I'm gonna come over here and then build these 2 hexes next. Fatty changes for Earth 1, very sensible. He can now temple for another thing. Why do we not dig C3 and then go for a town via B4, A6? Dig C3 and then B4, A6. C3 is a double dig. Oh, I see what you're saying. We could have bridged like this. That's a fair point. I was thinking that C3 doesn't get so first of all, I didn't even consider C3. So that's a fact that I missed. However, D4, D8 in my opinion is useful because it's a location where I can upgrade for trading posts. One of the issues with red on this map is that you don't get good neighbors for trading posts late. So I picked this location. Like if this town becomes like this, then I only have 1 neighbor, right? Like that's annoying. Like only D7 gets a neighbor. I suppose that stronghold is fine with only 1 neighbor, but yeah. In any case, we had a plan. We should respect playing quickly. Ooh, wait. Maybe this should go here, actually. Yeah, this should go here. Then we'll build these 2, and then we're 1 move away from a town. I don't think that we're going to beat prospectors to a town. Prospectors can just build 2 dwellings here and then TP next round very quickly. Fatty builds Fatty has double spade and single spade this round. It's hilarious. Fatty could have actually taken D6 for me. That would have been a real issue, but he chose not to, which is nice. Snake is going to fight for G2 a little bit, but should never get that. Fatty maybe turns D5 to green. Fatty can actually advance ship and then double spade G3. That probably makes the most sense, right? Actually, probably needs to double spade now to fight for that hex. In any case, we're building. With the bridge in the West, I town this round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh yeah, I can't count. It's true. Because the other power of the Architect's Bridge is that it counts for extra VP. Or extra power. Yeah, should have noticed that. It's a shame. Oh, what happened here? What did Fatty do? Oh, Fatty did advance on shipping because he didn't want to have to fight. Man, Fatty's going to make my life difficult if he double spades. He is going to double spade one of these 2 hexes. Actually, maybe he should double spade G2. I actually triple spade G2. Do it, Fatty. Fight. Fight him. Fatty's not going to double spade. He's not going to triple dig because that doesn't really make any sense in truth. I wonder if Matt's interested in just towning early. Or actually, he went on the ship tile, so he's not going to make a sanctuary. He could have passed onto this and made a sanctuary next round and stolen the 2-key town, but he didn't do that, so that's probably good news for us. Oh man, Fatty did do this. Okay, so it became a war. Fatty can build this now. This is really good for me, I think. Or like it doesn't hurt prospectors that bad. They're still gonna connect. They can make a town like in the south, but it is good for me that Fatty didn't come and build up in my business up here. So my round is done. I need to pass. I think that the most likely one that I'm going to use is this. I'm not going to build my big building next round, but I am going to build multiple TPs. So I think that it's going to be... I think that I'm going to make 2 towns this round. We're probably going to make a town here and a town here. And then we're going to be taking priest towns. Priest towns allow us to advance our shipping. They allow us to build more bridges. I mean, a ship town itself is probably fine as well. Can we afford to take water 1 this round? We probably just shouldn't worry about water 1 for the moment. Yeah, let's not worry about water 1 for the moment. We'll just build TPs during the TP round. I mentioned taking a priest town. Like, I could just take a 2-key town instead, but I already said that I was doing this, and I'm going to keep my word. Why take water 1 when I can take water 2? That's a very good point as well. I mean, water 2 can also get me another priest anyway, which is what I want anyway, right? Like, I just want priests. Is that what I've decided? Well, okay. That's rude. Excuse me. That was rude. We're still going to build D3. Let's see. Oh, wait a sec. I put this in the wrong spot, didn't I? I probably want that here. In any case, I can still town through here. This also gives me a neighbor. This isn't the end of the world. It's kind of the end of the world, but it's not totally the end of the world. So let's claim a spot. What looks good? The water cult looks pretty decent. No one else is high on the water cult yet. He's giving me a neighbor, so kind. Exactly, yeah. So, but actually, the one awkward thing is that this was a bad placement of this priest. This town tile. Weirdly enough, your town tile in this game is like weirdly, like with this faction is actually pretty sensitive, because if I hadn't put the town tile here, I could have put the town tile here and then eventually move the bridge to D6. You want to be able to move your bridges with the architect's stronghold action, but I'm not going to be able to do that now that I've locked myself in. Also, Snake took the other priest, which is a huge bummer. Sad times for us. The 7 coins is available, but I don't think I predict. Well, okay. What do I get if I take the 7 coins? I could just take the bridge as is. Like, the 7 coins buys me water 1, right? Like, that's what it actually does. If I take the coins, then I get water 1, and then I can make this TP. Then I can bridge and I can still build this dwelling, but then I want the workers to put up another TP. I would say I have good coin income right now. The good thing about the temple is that it gives me more... The temple for water 1 is good because it gives me this. It also gives me priest income, which I want. My question is, can I get water 1 next round still? If I can still get water 1 next round, then that's probably ideal. So let's just focus on doing, yeah, let's stick with the idea that using my priest to build bridges is good. Building a dwelling and 2 TPs. And then next round, we'll take water 1 if we can. We'll take earth 1 if we can, because Fatty has actually abandoned his earth 1. I would have taken a temple there, but he had different plans. Slate, okay. Yeah. Watch the god later. That would be Matt the Lesser that you're referring to, right? The god. I suppose I could have gotten this line even with taking the coins, now that I think about it. That was silly, but no need to worry too much about that. Yeah, okay, so next round, if I can temple for water 1, that would be pretty sweet. Because that gives me an extra priest, and it gives me extra priest production. VOD, yeah, I figure that's what you meant, but let's see. Is this a town? Tell me this is a town. It's not a town. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is this not a town? Guys, am I crazy or is this supposed to be a town? Oh, wait, I only have 3 structures in it. Okay, so I still need a sanctuary to make this a town. Okay, so that town can probably just wait until the final round. I'm not in any rush to do that. What I am in a rush to do is turn this guy into a TP. Matt does take the 2 keys. Very unsurprising. This is cool because normally this black position indicates that you're locked in. However, Children of the Wyrm have like a mermaid's-like ability to drop power tokens to connect. So they're in a much better position than you would think based off of this. Speaking of much better position, I think that Matt would be in a better position if I gave him this leech and if he actually got home in time for dinner. So we're going to do that. Fatty pointing out that Matt always finds a way to be culty and networky and point scoring with favorsy. That is a classic characteristic of Matt. It is also true of Zevok. Zevok somehow manages to do everything. He does a lot of things that like I don't agree with, and he always makes it work out really well. He's a really cool player. Matt is too, of course. So, all right, we're going to advance our ship with our first action. We're going to try to secure our connection. I think we might be templing for Earth 1 if we can, actually. So next round, we have a lot of desires. We would like to take Earth 1. We would like to advance our shipping, and we'd like to build a dwelling. And we'd like to take Water 1 if we can. Actually, okay, so this guy here is probably good then. We have a lot of desires, and our desires involve shipping. They also involve getting to step 4 here, so I can get the extra priest. So this lets me bypass. So what I really want is Earth 1, right? I want Earth 1 a lot more than I want Water 1 because it lets me build D6. Because I'm going to be building dwellings for these next 2 turns, and I already have 2 TPs on the board. So it's a bullet stream, yeah. Oh God, I hate that. That ship advance almost certainly means that this is getting dug. I mean, I hope it doesn't mean that. I hope it means that he's going to fight over here, but I have to float this hex. Like I can't. Yeah, like I can't beat prospectors to that hex anyway. So I'm gonna grab Earth 1 first. Um, Man, losing this E3 hex really hurt. I think that, as you guys pointed out, I think Major Tom pointed out, I could have towned through here in round 2. That's almost certainly what I should have done. I probably was supposed to do that and just take the 2-key town down, and then get this priest town in round 3. Losing E3 really, really hurt because it locked me out of these, like this hex down here. So it lost me at least 1 natural red. That might mean the end of my network aspirations. Okay, cool. So prospectors come up here. It is possible that the moment that I advance my shipping, they come over here as well. But, you know, we do what we can. That builds B2, makes a lot of sense. Fatty builds a bridge, wants to get his town locked in. That makes sense. Prospectors now do have the chance to dig me here. They did cut off Matt's expansion and possibly Matt's connection as well. Matt's going to have a very hard time connecting now, but he's playing so culty and he has these favors. Like he has scoring favors already. He can just make his 3rd town over here and I think he'll be fine. Okay, so prospectors are going to let me on to D6, so that's good news for me. The question is, does that mean that I'm connecting? Probably the answer is no, right? Like I'm probably still not getting B4, so I would need C3 or D5 to connect. Actually, probably digging C3 is just the right move anyway if I want another town. Yeah, probably I want C3 anyway, now that I think about it, but getting this hex locked up is really good. Now our next move is to bump on water, and then we're probably just ready to pass. And when we pass, we probably just take this guy, or this for the points. Does this game have extra fire knife scoring? It does not. I don't generally like doing that, and I have enough to think about this game with like. I didn't expect all 4 of the factions to be new. I probably should have just put in Darklings or something like I said that I was going to because I have no idea what the hell is going on in this game, and like this also doesn't give me like a useful anchor point, right? Like generally I play better if I have like an anchor point. It's like, oh, this is what traditionally happens, and this is how the game is different because of fan factions. Right now you're just getting like the full like what the hell is going on experience, which is also fun, don't get me wrong, but it's probably a little less informative to watch me from like an educational perspective. It's probably more useful to watch what Matt is doing. Matt is, in my opinion, the strongest player at this table. I mean, like the elo does show that, but like specifically speaking, he's very, very good with these fan factions. That said, we don't have enough stuff to take this hex right now, so we are going to do what we said and bump up the water track. Down convert 1. Matt is probably going to come after D2 this round. Next. Unless he wants double spade. He could put a priest to a cult. Actually, okay. I'm Matt. Probably I put priest of water, then double spade a4 d2. Let's see if I'm right about that line. I think that seems like a pretty decent line. So, oh, did Snake undo this? I don't know what happened there. Uh, Originally built there, then canceled the move. Okay. Built on a natural hex built on h3 instead. Okay. Are we done? I think the answer is yes. We're done. We're gonna try to get some scoring going. Yeah, I think that probably we just double hard dig c3 next round, and then we try to get onto a6 if prospectors let us. If they don't let us, then we just double hard dig. Then we single hard dig b4 and get a9. Or we use the single dig power action and get b4 and a9. We can build 3 dwellings, so like we're gonna get either this or these two. Either of those options seems pretty good right now. There may be a world where I can triple dig g3. Actually, wait, no. Matt is always connecting, right? No one's threatening h4. I can down convert. Am I getting any more leech? Sources say yes. I'm likely to get one more leech at least. So we'll down convert, and then we'll pass. We'll grab an extra worker. Actually, I have 3 priests coming in, and I have a lot of econ. Maybe I should be looking at advancing digs. Am I a wild person for saying that? Yes, I am, but I don't care. Yeah, I'm gonna advance digs with my first action. Like, prospector should not take away both these hexes from me. So I'll advance digs twice, build my town, and then I'll take a worker's town. Actually, wait, does the 8-pointer make more sense? Probably the 8-pointer makes a little more sense than a worker's town, but I'm probably not competitive on network at this point. Despite losing this guy, it does look like conspirators are winning pretty handily over me in terms of network. Also, I guess if I get b4, then I just connect over here. It's gonna go coins for sure. Okay, so as I suspected, I did get this, but what's the other hex that Matt dug? Matt turned a blue to black and another blue to, oh, he took h4, right, so he's connecting, okay. And I'm not getting this leech because I didn't see this coming. He is going to take water 1 here. This is hilarious. I love this. He's going to stronghold in the last round to make his last 2 towns. And my god, how does he have so many points already? This is insane. I guess prospectors also have that going for them. And Fatty has 2 towns coming in. Yeah, we are in a little bit of trouble. Oh, wow. Fatty passed on his stronghold action last round. Don't love that, but he really wanted to get on that tile, I guess. So he takes the coins. Yeah, let's advance ship first. That means that we can probably get a6 if we do advance ship. Or b4. Yeah. I was talking about double hard digging c3, but if we advance ship, we are going to get one of those. Matt really likes the wyrm, yeah. Alright, Snake is trying to figure out if he wants a6 or b4. If he goes for b4, then he gets his town through here, and then I get a6. If he takes a6, then I'm going to break up the town on b4, and then he has to dig through this stuff, which is a little more expensive, but I mean, he has the coin income to support it, so I think that's probably fine. Snake prioritizes water 1. Oh, because I still don't have it. Okay, that's fine. That might have been the best outcome for me, honestly. Now I get a6. Oh, prospectors did take conspirators did take g3. There was I was vaguely considering a line where I could take g3, come down here, to try to reach i5. That probably was too expensive to just hit one natural red. Well, okay. Prospectors are actually letting me have a9 as well, so it looks like my plan to advance digs is falling by the wayside, at least temporarily. I'm going to come to b4 and build a9, I think. And then I will advance my digs a little bit, but I might just send my priest to fire instead to try to win that cult. What just happened? Fatty advanced on shipping. Matt made a TP over here. Okay. Cool. And then snake. Okay. We're all fine. Nothing to worry about here. Okay, so I don't love prospectors giving up their town like this. I think that's what just happened, right? They just lost a town. I mean, I guess they're gonna make like a boatload of points anyway, just by TPs and digging and Earth 1, Water 1 and network, but whoa, hold on. This tile is open as well. Okay. I think that we build a9 and then we're done. Oh, okay. Prospectors can make an expensive town here. That's probably fine for them. They have enough economy to justify that. But do they? Can they afford a single dig and a triple dig, or double dig and a triple dig? Maybe not. I mean, it's not important right now. All right. We are ready to pass, but I suspect we won't be allowed to pass. I think prospectors should pass here. They can't build any more dwellings. They get this. They get a coins action. Maybe they just build both big buildings instead of going for another town. They can sanctuary for air 1. No, they build a TP. Okay. That increases our chances by a little bit, but I think that should Fatty pass? Fatty hasn't used this. Doesn't have to, but again, that's always nice to use that if you have it. Gets you 2 coins plus different economy. Matt stays on the round as well. All right, are we just passing here then? I'm going to lose the fire cult, but all right, what do I get from doing this? I get... This just has to be right. Whoa. I knew where everything was. Don't panic, but... All right, so I think that we sanctuary error 1, take an 8-pointer. Yeah, we don't. There's no like. I don't think I'm that competitive on net. Well, okay, okay. Am I competitive on network? Let's see if that's. We should figure that out. Am I in any world actually competitive on network? Actually, maybe we can wait till next round to figure that out as well. I'm declining this because I'm already. I only need 1 leech. This is for free leech. Prospectors wind up getting onto a pass tile anyway, so they're probably fine. Fatty is full of regrets, which I love. I like it when my opponents have regrets. But I mean, Fatty's going to score a lot in this last round. I don't think that he should have, like, in my opinion, he should never have given up Earth 1. Like, I feel like he still built a lot of dwellings after he gave up Earth 1. He could have given up Air 2 instead. Oh, he didn't have the, yeah, like, the fight over this hex was rough. But I mean, prospectors have come out completely fine, points-wise. Conspirators have really suffered for it. I think if I'm Fatty, the rest of my round is buy the priest, advance ship, make a TP. They're not getting another pass tile, so they can just hope to get onto the spade if Matt should stall them out so they can just get onto the spade afterward. Not that they particularly need or want the spade anymore. Maybe they don't. All right, I have 5 stuff left on my board. Fatty has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stuff left on his board, and let's keep in mind that he's down 1 structure on me anyway. He needs 3 structures just to tie me. He has this, and then maybe he gets a double dig off on these 2. If I'm not mistaken, that's not a lot of structures. Maybe my 12 is enough to win me second on network anyway, and I don't need to, or like tie for third on network. And then we'll see if it's worth it to squeeze out another dwelling. It would be on E1, I think. This is the only cheap hex to dig. Let's double check what the stronghold does. I can move an already built bridge to a different position where I could build a bridge. Okay, and you get 2 victory points when I use that, and it's once per round. Okay, cool. I can't build any more bridges, so no need to worry about that. I can't move any of my bridges because like an idiot, I put my priest here. If I had put my priest on C5, then I could happily move it to C5 and D6, and I could just toggle between here. But I'm stupid, so I never did it. Actually, okay. Here's one thing that I could do. I could upgrade D8 to a stronghold, then move my bridge here, and then I have a cheap hex to dig. Make a TP here, and then dig this. That sounds crazily too fancy. So we're gonna hold off on that thought. I think that Sanctuary Air 1 should always happen anyway. But if I strongholds, the problem is that I need to stronghold before I move. I need to stronghold before I sanctuary in order to get the bridge up here. Otherwise, it's not a legal move. And then I risk losing my town entirely. I probably can't afford to do that. I probably can't afford to take advantage of the stronghold for this dig, sadly. But at most, that's 2 points that I'm leaving on the table because I want this sanctuary anyway, because I'm on this and because of this. So Man, this round has gone on like crazy long without me. I haven't been paying any attention, but it looks like Matt is set up. Oh, Matt's gonna make a Matt's gonna make a town through here, which is absolutely hilarious to me. Like this is actually a town. Um, yeah, he's gonna put 2 power tokens here for a town, and then he's gonna put. He might try to bridge this town. Okay, cool. It's our turn. Not gonna think too hard about it. We haven't counted our resources, but we're gonna be using 8 workers to make the 2 big buildings. Then we need 2 workers to make a TP, and then maybe if it makes any sense to get down to 4 structures, then we will. I don't know if it actually does, but Fatty, as we said, can get down to 4 structures as well, pretty easily at this point, it looks like. He only needs to just double spade this. Matt is on a spade, which I don't think he actually needs. We're never contesting network against these guys. And I guess there's technically a world where I can compete on network with prospectors, but I need to build 2 TPs and 2 dwellings. That seems pretty tough. Building 1 TP and 1 dwelling, maybe I can get on board with, but doing 2 seems a little over the top. Ooh, we're tight here. I think Fire 3 is probably the right call in terms of the. Yeah, I think that this is actually gonna be Fire 3. I mean, I don't think Matt's building his big building, is he? He has enough economy that he could. He has a. Yeah, he could go Sanctuary, TP dwelling still this game, which is insane. Why was this allowed to happen? Yeah, I think Sanctuary for... Oh, okay, so Fire 3 got stolen before I could actually enact that plan. Fine. So I think it is just Air 1. We're never going to beat... We're not going to be able to outfight Children of the Wyrm on this track, I think. So let's just... Oh, we need to pick our town first. I was talking about the 8-pointer, but at this point the 8-pointer seems a little less good. But letting someone else have the 8-pointer, like letting conspirators have the 8-pointer is not great for me. F it. Let's just take... We probably should have done some math before this, but the 8-pointer is just never that wrong. Yeah, it's not like prospectors have a lot of priests, so this should disincentivize them from sending the priest to air. Wanted air 1. Yeah, we'll live with this. I guess we could have taken water 3, and then we probably win the water cult. Just involved doing more work that I didn't feel like doing, so I didn't do it. We could have also taken a coin town. That would have enabled us to build B1. It would have allowed us to advance digs, build the TP, and build B1. That might have also been good. So with that, on that note, maybe we will take some leech if we're offered. We're going to give Matt a hilariously good leech offer here as well. That's just life, I think. Matt just makes a regular town over here for an 8-pointer. Yep, makes sense. This is probably good news for us because, oh wow, wait. Oh, this was Sanctuary Fire 3. That makes sense. I was confused at first because I thought that it was supposed to be using the Conspirators' ability to get Fire 3, but this makes a lot of sense. The stronghold is less good because it costs me air 1 points, so that maybe that was supposed to be water 3, but I think that's probably a little too much leech. If we get like a 2 for 1, we'll take it, but don't particularly want that. I don't know how much else Matt wants to do. I think that he already has enough stuff to do everything he wants, so this is probably redundant for him, which is why I'm offering it. Matt's got a spade, so his next action is probably to take this. Yeah, he doesn't even take that leech. It was only 2 points for 4 power, but he didn't take it, so that just goes to show you that he's already got this game like completely iced. Matt asking if I considered opening this with a stronghold with architects. That's what he had been looking at in the auction. That's interesting. All right, so we strongholded. So what do we have left? We could dig advance, we could ship advance. So Fatty can still get the double spade. Just needs a temple for fire to TP, and then actually it's a little awkward for Fatty. Like, how's he going to get this town? He needs temple and TP, right? Which leaves him out of stuff to build another structure. Maybe he gets down 1, which means that probably just playing like a classic tall strategy is better right now. I think that we can see how these cults shake out a little bit. I don't think I'm beating Children of the Wyrm for first on this track, on either of these tracks, because if I send a priest and they send the last priest. Conspirators, I think, have a chance at stealing air. They might send a priest here and then take water 3 with this. They could change. They'll probably change water 1 to like air 3 with their final action. So it's probably not worth sending a priest to air. It might be worth sending the priest to earth, because I don't think that conspirators can still fight me here. Prospectors have reached 3 shipping. Looks like they're done. They're not making another town. Yeah, it looks like prospectors are basically done. Matt has enough stuff to get down to 16 structures and build this sanctuary. This is probably worth replaying, just to see exactly how he managed to do that. I haven't been paying super close attention to his game. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have air. He's not passing for any points, but he has 1 network, and yeah. So his last action is going to be build this dwelling and then sanctuary for air 1, I think. And then connect this town for probably the ship town, I would think. Because yeah, there's no other high VP town. It's going to be a ship town plus sanctuary plus dwelling. Really, really neat. Okay. So indeed, Fatty sent priest like I predicted. Let's send this priest. This should cause... Actually, no. We can still do this. We'll just keep delaying. My vague hypothesis is that like this is too much for Matt or for Fatty to really like defend against. If I had shipping, then I would be able to come over here to dig this hex. But I don't. So wait, what are conspirators up to? Do they lose the ability to make this town? Am I crazy? What just happened? Oh, they don't need to build a temple for this. Wait, they did though. They built this temple? Ooh, Fatty, I don't think you were supposed to. Oh no, sorry. They already have it. Okay, so they can just TP here for yeah. Okay, so Fatty's gonna TP. That'll get him. Um, well, prospectors came up the water track. Do I defend water? Yeah, so Fatty definitely wants to jump up there. I think maybe we do this. I mean, this just causes the favor to be water 3 instead, but it's got to still be annoying to Children of the Wyrm at least. And I think that, like, because then they have to water 3 instead of taking, what is it they want? Instead of taking air 1. They ideally just want air 1, but now they might defend this. Actually, oh, what town did they take here? They took a workers' town. They took a workers' town. Oh, so they have multiple prestige. Okay, that was foolish. I should not have done that. My bad, all. Yeah, so I shouldn't have done that either because Snake just turned this hex to black. Don't know what that's about. I mean, that's not a great use of resources as far as I know. Because it only gets them 1 point. That was better as resource points, right? I don't have any stuff left, okay. Um, are we beating the prospectors? We're tied on this cult. I'm ahead here, I'm ahead here. We're passing for the same number of points. So yeah, I think I'm ahead of prospectors. So am I ahead of conspirators? They're ahead of me on the cults by a fair amount, but they're not passing for any points. Or they have air 1. They have already taken their town. So I'm going to beat them on the pass, and I'm going to beat them on network. So I've got conspirators beat, I think. Don't need to worry about them. And I'm never catching Matt, so I think the right thing to do here is, okay, what did he take? He just took air 1, and then he has to build a dwelling. Then he has 3 priests to play with, yeah. I think we take this. And we just fight hilariously hard on the water cult. Or we just advance ship, right? We send 1 priest to water. Ooh. Hold on, do I send a priest to fire? No, the extra stuff doesn't do me anything. Okay. Yeah. I mean, the game is the game. Okay, so Matt sent a priest there. He still left himself the stuff to 5 power priest. Yeah, I mean, Matt just has enough priests to cover me no matter what he wants. Oh wait, does he need a ship advance? He doesn't. He does need a ship advance. Okay, so if I use my priest, then it prevents him from getting a ship advance. But then he just has 3 priests anyway. He still does whatever he wants. I mean, it kind of sucks, but I think what I'm just supposed to do is I'm just supposed to advance my shipping for points. So air 3 is gone. What's this going to be? It's water 3. Okay. Does get fatty 1 point. Yeah, I mean, it's a moot point, but whatever. Okay. That's a game. I think that it's a pretty clear. I think it's pretty clear cut in terms of who's first, second, third, and. Or I guess I don't know between these two players. I think that I'm pretty clearly ahead of Fatty and Snake. I can't use the Stronghold ability as we discussed. If I had placed that priest correctly, then I could have. Sure. I'll take in Water 3 and you can take Water 2. I actually think that taking Water 3 when you could have taken Water 2 is the highest form of praise. That's true courage, in my opinion. So, could we have stopped Children of the Wyrm? I don't think we could have stopped them from doing anything they wanted. However, I do think that we could have done some stuff to make ourselves better. So, one thing that we could have done, for sure, was we could have just towned earlier, right? We could have built this town in round 2. That's almost certainly I was supposed to make that town. It could have just, I didn't need a 2-key town. It could have just been a priest town. It winds up being that the 2-key town is really, really good. But then I could have still done this as well. And I think that would have been good as well. I could have put the priest in the right spot. That's 2 points that I left on the table. So maybe I was supposed to take a priest town and a 2-key town. And then I'm much more, it winds up being that I could have been a lot more competitive on, at least one cult with that. But I don't know. Maybe that's not enough to worth wondering about. But I do think that getting an earlier town and not losing E3 was really good, because then it gets me down here. Let's see. I mean, this is all of these scores here are actually not very good. So Matt had a great score, but we all didn't do too much. This is a nice fast game. Love that. I was the slowest player. Thank you, streaming. Always got to do that. So, okay, let's take a quick look at just how this game went down. Children of the Wyrm had the best economy, and they had the most actions. There was no surprises there. I guess that makes a lot of sense. Conspirators also had extra actions because their stronghold has a button, but I mean, that's just the nature of conspirators, I guess. You could subtract 2 from Children of the Wyrm because they used their button twice. The spitting, I mean, 7 points was not, these bids were not enough to, make this matter. We only built 4 TPs this game, so losing Water Whelm is really not a big deal. I think that Prospectors could have had a much, much better game if they had grabbed either A6 or B4 from me. I was able to get out all these structures, and instead they prioritized Water Whelm, so that was a good break for me, I think. I didn't build a single TP after the TP round, which feels really good, actually. I was on the TP tile and all that stuff. I'm pretty proud of that moment, even though I'm not proud of this game overall. We took 0 double spades. We took 1 priest. That was pretty, yeah. We took a bridge action and we took a priest. Matt wound up parlaying his power into 3 double spades. Okay, so this is what Children of the Wyrm get to do. Yeah, this is what Children of the Worm get to do if no one else is interested in taking this. So, as architects, I wasn't nearly interested enough in taking this, and obviously, um, the prospectors weren't interested in this. Um, I took a single spade and the 7 coins power action. That's it. You don't really need that many spades, like spade actions as architects, but I think that it might be good to take advantage of your stuff to get like one. I didn't get any, which might have just been a mistake. Um, we, yeah, this was not high, but wow, this was really low. What, 61 coins overall, same as Children of the Worm. That's kind of interesting that Children of the Worm didn't need that many coins, but I suppose we also blew a lot of our coins, not in network, but in just tech advances late in the game. So I think that like the lessons that I'm learning here, probably people need to contest the double spade a little harder against Children of the Worm. Like maybe taking Air 2 is good for certain factions. Definitely trying to contest it in the first round is important. And trying to make sure that they don't get the double spade unexpectedly. Like one of the things that I was saying this game was black factions usually dig very well, but Children of the Worm don't have a native dig. However, they do have the ability. They did have that cool ability to get lots of. Sorry, what was I saying? Architects or the Children of the Worm do have a very cool ability with their leech, and because they were able to get that leech that they wanted, like honestly, Fatty is saying that he should have taken a single spade with his first action. What he really should have done was he should have just upgraded here instead. Upgrade in the center, and then you don't give that up, and then you're going to get the double spade. And yeah, I guess we can just take a look at the breakdown of the game now. So it was not a super high scoring tiles game. I was able to hit 2 big buildings in the final round, which was nice. I had 10 points of Earth 1. I didn't have any other favor points, so that was. This is obviously the hole in my game. If somehow I'm able to get like. I had 8 points of Earth 1 and 2 points of Air 1, so that's not super impressive. Matt had 43 points, and that is roughly the difference in the margin of victory. Actually, he beat me by 33 points. So you know what? Just give me 43 favor tile points instead, and I'm good. I did kind of pass aggressively in the final round, which is important for this. I got 2 nice towns. Matt had 3 towns. One of them was a 2-key town, so that's why I was low. And yeah, I mean, the 2-key town managed to pay gigantic dividends this game in terms of economy. He only took 1 economy tile, but the double spade in round 1 helped a ton. He had the regular spade as well, so that was just extra powerful. Yeah, starting with a regular spade and getting a double spade in round 1 and taking economic favor and still getting Earth 1, Water 1, Air 1 is just absurd. Yeah, I mean, I think this was like, what can you say? This was just like one of those like walkover games. It's like, you know, it's cool to watch a master at work, and this was exactly that. I don't know if any viewers have any questions or comments, but thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for chatting. I feel like this was a good stream. And it's, you know, it's nice to get some fan faction stuff in again. I will probably try to organize another fan factions game, like maybe sometime next week. It's nice to, you know, I had to kind of like separately organize this game, as opposed to doing my normal thing, which is just opening up a table and waiting for people to not play. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for chatting. We will see y'all next time.